In today's video, we are joined by Ruediger Schultz, who's going to show us his Joomla extension, jDBexport. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning into. There I am. Thanks for tuning into today's channel. I already had one bad start to this. Thanks for tuning into the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel, where I show you my favorite extensions, tools, and tips for building and maintaining Joomla sites. I also work on Joomla sites, build them, maintain them, migrate them, update them. So if you're looking to hire someone short-term or long-term, or just to get you out of a spot, send me an email, tim@cybersalt.com, and let's talk. Today's video is brought to us by our channel sponsor, mysites.guru. Do you have a Joomla site? Of course you do. Head on over to mysites.guru, get a free site audit for it. And while you're there, check out all the tools and information that will save you time and money managing one or multiple Joomla sites. Head over there, go there, do that. Just do it after the stream. Keep watching here. All right, so it's a little bit different with the setup of Zoom here. You're going to get bigger all of a sudden here. And I will move you.
Nice to be here.
Good to have you here.
I have quite a long history with Joomla. I think I started in something like 2007, 2008 or something. Not sure. First, I had to maintain a few sites and got into it. And actually, there was one Joomla extension we used on one site. And it was a brilliant one. And from one day to the next, the developer disappeared. So he just didn't respond. Probably an accident or anything. Anyway, so the extension got older and older and not maintained. And then I decided, well, I need this. So I grabbed the professional version of the extension and started to migrate it to Joomla 1.6, I guess, from 1.5, and then to Joomla 2. And that is the story of jDBexport, how I came to own jDBexport.
Nice. Well, that's one of the good things about open source is that you can do that in those cases.
Yeah, I was probably one of the last people to download the paid pro version, because like 5 days later the site got hacked and never recovered, of course. So I was lucky then. Yeah.
Okay.
So since then I have a number of Joomla sites I service, and I do develop a few Joomla extensions. It all came down from my experience with jDBexport, of course.
Now, are you doing Joomla stuff full time?
No.
So what do you do for a living?
Well, I run my own IT company. So I'm self-employed, make software for various environments, and my spouse is running a charitable organization where people with mental disabilities are getting an education to work in retail.
Oh, nice.
So I support her there.
Good for her.
Takes a lot of time, a lot of my time, of course.
Excellent.
So what I'll show you is on our demo website here on Demo Schultz CH. I have an installation where I can show you everything. So I just log in with the demo user, and of course, I already installed jDBexport.
Yeah. So jDBexport, you can export anything from the
from the database. Actually, the user can define the queries in administration of the component, and when the end user is requesting the document, the queries are executed and bring the latest data. So, for example, if you have a web shop and want to see your weekly orders, just create the corresponding SQL query in the backend, and you can even automate this to get the document each Monday at 7 o'clock on your desk.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So it consists of worksheets and workbooks. So the worksheets, that's the tabs in a spreadsheet.
Okay.
Different tabs. And the workbook is the collection of these worksheets. So maybe we just look at one.
Yeah. Yeah. Show us everything.
That's going to take a while.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
We've got a while now that I got the thing finally working.
Okay. I have an additional database with the nations, all the world's nations, and so you can create a query, nations ordered by area, which looks like this. Select name, blah, 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 from countries ordered by area descending. That brings me to one of the points. To use jDBexport, you require a certain understanding of SQL, of course.
Okay.
Because you need to know what to do. Oh, well, you used to need to know. I'll show you later. But we try to make it as accessible as possible. So this is where you actually write your query. And below that, you see a few tabs with these links directly to your SQL reference book. And if you use the next tab, for example, you can see your tables in the database.
Okay.
With descriptions. So that helps you to find what you're looking for.
Nice.
We also have the, yes?
You know what's really helped me to come up with SQL queries is ChatGPT.
You mean this?
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
yeah, great minds think alike, except your great mind actually did it.
User names and emails. Let's see. Oh, I'm wrong. I need to close that because I'm in the wrong database. Just give me a second. ChatGPT. Get me all the usernames and emails from the users table. Let's see what happens. Here you go.
Good for you.
I'm going to show you a little bit more about that later.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we can stay here. So this is the core functionality where you decide what you want to get from the database, from the Joomla database or any other database that you connect to jDBexport. For example, let's close that for a second. For example, in this installation, I have two databases, the Joomla database and an extra database which I connected. That is the nations database. You just give the connection info.
Okay.
And save it. And then you can select it. You can even check if the connection info is correct. So once you get a time and date from the database and the database version, you know the connection is correct. Otherwise, there would be an error. For example, let me create an error. Close. This database does not exist.
Oh wow, nice. Oh, this is great because I can't tell you how many times the data or information I wanted was trapped in an SQL database on the server, and it's like I wish. And you know, when you download it, if you export to CSV, then you get this huge mess of everything inside of So this is really great.
Yeah, just connect the database. It's not only MySQL or MariaDB. You can connect Oracle, Microsoft, Postgres, IBM DB2, SAP, Ingress, Firebird, anything. Or if you have something special, you can even create your own database driver to connect it. So it's a full feature database reporting tool. Okay, let's see. Okay, before we get lost here, Tim, do you remember Amy's last question from last week?
Yes. And you know what? I was remembering, because last week I said, oh, just go and do this. And then when I started setting up for the live stream today and seeing actually what it does, I thought, oh man, this is what we should have told Amy.
Shall we try? Shall we see if we can make this work?
Yeah, go for it.
I think actually, I prepared it, of course.
What did she ask last week? She needed to.
I have the wording here.
Okay, good for you. Oh my goodness! I'm glad there's
perfect example.
I'm glad there's somebody on the ball on this live stream.
Okay. The question Amy posed was, which extension are you using to export a copy of user login history? Okay.
Right.
So that was the only information we had at that time. So I don't know if Amy is watching, but what she could do is the following. Create a new worksheet. Let's put it this way. Amy question. Sheet name is, we call it user login. Oh, I already did that. Sorry, sometimes answer to Amy. So we used the Joomla database, of course. And now we're stuck. Now we need to know what to do. So the first approach would probably be to guess in which table it is. Okay? Yeah. So we can look through the tables. We already know it's here. It's the demo action logs table. Okay?
Yeah.
So without the help of ChatGPT, you would try to find out how to get the data and see what is in and how to get what you need. But we're going to use ChatGPT for now. So get all rows from the action log. Oh, sorry. That won't be a query. Oh, that's why. I need to save first.
Oh, okay.
I need to save the workbook first because worksheet first because I cannot access ChatGPT without an ID of the worksheet. That's the issue. So get
So you selected it and then saved it.
yeah, just an empty one. Yeah. So get all rows from the action logs actually. So you can pose this question. What's helpful is you can also submit the database structure to ChatGPT, which makes the response far more accurate. So you would, if you're looking for the action things, you would enter the keyword action. This one.
Okay.
Or banners, or
All right.
Finder, or something, or address, or Hika shop, anything that is in the name of the table that you want to query. So let's see what happens. Oh, it says select from demo action logs. Okay, that will get you all of it.
Right.
But Amy didn't want all. She only wanted the login users. So we're going to expand the question. Let's see. With the column okay, I admit I did a little preparation.
Yeah.
Of course. So we're talking about this table, and the message language key is where the different log entries are distinguished.
Okay. Yeah. So you still need to look and see where things are.
Yes, of course. So if we send it like that, what do we get? Oh yeah, select from action logs where message key like percent locked percent. This means where locked is anywhere in the field. Okay, so these are wildcards, which helps quite a lot to. Yeah. Only thing is, if you copy paste that into the query, of course these quotes are the wrong ones, so you will get an error.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have to switch them to normal quotes. But then there was something else Amy wanted, and that's she wants it only for the last week. She wanted it every week. Remember?
Okay. Yeah.
So let's see. But only from the last 7 days. Shall we try?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Oh. And log date is greater or equal now minus, that means minus 7 days. So now you can copy paste this here. Make sure you get the right quotes. Oh, sorry. Copy paste error. So let's do a save. Now we can check if the syntax is correct. Let's see what happens. That would return 16 rows.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
We close that. And now all we need is a workbook to contain this worksheet. That's going to be an easy one. Amy's question. Amy's question. File name is important. We're going to use the global defined format, which is XLSX, but you can also do the old Microsoft Excel format. LibreOffice is that is.
Yeah.
CSV, HTML, PDF, or JSON. That's the formats we support. But we use Excel because Excel is the most advanced format. Now we need to put Amy's question into the worksheet,
Nice.
into the workbook. We don't need run parameters. We don't need advanced. That's it. Save, close. Okay. Okay, just give me a second. I hope I have time. Yeah, that's enough. Just give me a second. I'm gonna come back to this one. Save and close. Yeah, okay. Workbooks. We were workbooks. Almost forgot the time. So this is Amy's question, and we now download it. Hopefully. And let's see if we find it in the downloads.
There we go.
Yeah, now you see it. Okay.
Yep.
So here we have the logins and the logouts.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just as Amy wanted to just store the logs, that would be sufficient. But if you have to present it, you need to, for example, get rid of that one, get rid of this column, and get rid of this one, and things like that. That is all done in the SQL query.
Okay.
So, can you, Tim, check your emails, please?
Check my emails.
Check your emails, please.
Okay. Let me do this here. Oh, and there you go. Yeah, they got emailed to me. And as attachments.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the so which one? I think this one. No, this one. Sorry. So we created a worksheet, we created a workbook, and I previously created the respective scheduler, which delivers these workbooks whenever you want it. So actually, this is set to hourly. So poor Tim will get an hourly email from me now.
That's okay. I know how to use I know how to use Gmail filters. So
No, I'm gonna stop it at. This was just to show the case. So Amy would then probably set it to weekly
yeah,
with the correct runtime and get the Excel every Monday morning at 7 o'clock or whenever she wants it automatically.
wow, that's really good. The I have one site. It's a Hika Shop site, and every month I have to total up the number of sales that
Yeah.
actually happened, and then I would like to total those. And
Yeah.
what I end up doing is what I've been doing is selecting the whole table from the screen because there's no export. And then I've been pasting that in Chat GPT-4 and just saying, add up all the US dollar amounts, and it works. But it'd be so, every month is like, oh, how do I do this? Oh, this is a pain, or is it working? It would be so great if every month it just exported, sent me the information from the table, and yeah.
I do that for my spouse's organization. We have two branches of an organic food store where the practical education is made, and we do sell products, and we exactly have the same problem. So I just created the respective worksheets and workbooks, and now we get everything automatic every month.
Yeah. I mean, this still builds on some skills that you have to have for awareness, but once you get it set up, this is then you're going to be good and slowly pick it up. And of course, then with having the Chat GPT there and figuring it out, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You definitely need to understand, for example, the Hika Shop structure, and that's going to take some time to get the data together. I did that for J2 Store, and once it is done, you don't have to worry about it again. So this is a great time saver.
Do you have examples? Or is there a way to import them, or somewhere where people can see, hey, here's what we do for getting the latest things from Hika Shop for the previous month?
Well, we did a number of such examples, but it never really took off.
Okay.
What we usually do is people ask us about certain things, and we direct them always to the support forum. So we keep a kind of knowledge base in the support forum for all this kind of questions.
Okay. Now, Bjorn asks, it says, very useful tool. Can you export articles and import?
You can export in any kind of format, but jDBexport is a Joomla database export tool. There's no chance in hell I'm going to implement an import function. Far too risky. So what you can do, Björn, is export like this and create a CSV and make your import in PHP or MyAdmin or something, of course. But then again, you can also just use PHP MyAdmin in the first place.
Yeah.
If you only use it for one-time tasks, it's probably easier to do it in PHP MyAdmin. If it's repeated tasks or you need more than just exporting, I'll get to that in a minute, then jDBexport is unparalleled, actually. For example, we just had the names of the tables as column headers. You don't need that. You can, for example, message language key as the key. Do things like that. List every okay, I lost that. List every column you want to have and give it a name, and the name will be in the top row of the spreadsheet.
No.
So you don't have to stick to those technical names. You can format it as you like.
Okay.
Speaking of formatting, there is tons of possibilities.
Oh, wow.
For example, you can include a number of empty rows before the data to put in any headers or images or something. Can format, of course, the heading and the data rows. For example, let's do that a little bit. Let's do it big, bold, and dark blue on light blue. And the actual data, 12 is okay, regular, will be no, that's this, and a light one. But
Oh my goodness.
blue, what does work? A very light, or
That's crazy.
so you get 3 rows with that background and the next 3 with that background. You remember green and white zebra paper?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Cells to merge, page orientation, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I saw column. You can set the column width so it's automatic to the data, or
so now you have a general layout, but you can also say actually cell C20 to C25 should be very big. Hopefully. Yeah. So you can override any default format with additional formats. And you remember those 6 lines?
Mm-hmm.
You can address them here and say, for example, cell A1 should contain a logo or a title or a date or something. Just add it. Work cell, let's say B4. This is a text. You can do formulas, images, or even queries with results like the date or something.
Oh, wow.
Auto filters, that would be the next thing Amy is asking. Grouping is not yet working. You can even include charts, but that is complex.
Yeah.
Of course. Okay, let's save it with these. And okay, what do I want? So let's see how it changed. I'm gonna download it again. So you don't see the download, probably. I have to switch again. No?
Yeah, download and open it, and then you can just share the Excel there.
Sorry, just a second. Okay. Go to downloads, Amy Times. Okay. I'll switch to Zoom and share this one. Okay. Okay, we have the 6 empty rows. B4 did not work for some reason. Anyway, and you have the blue and gray backgrounds and the row 20 very big. 20.
Is there a way to set it so that the column width is
Automatic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Freigabe stoppen. Okay, we go here. It's a click around. So I want to go here. If you close. Also, worksheets. That all happens in the worksheet. All definitions are done in the worksheet itself. So column width, that should be, oh God. I think it's all auto. Okay, I'm not completely sure about that. I would have to check. But
okay, but it
you
can,
you can either list the columns you wanna change, like A to 15, B to 25, and so on, or you use all auto, which will be a problem in this case because the third column is extremely wide.
Oh, okay.
There's there's a lot of information in it, so that will go beyond your screen.
So you could set a wrap and a width and that. So cool. Well, I mean, this is so has so many options, and of course the other thing too is that once if you're exporting it and the file has the same name, you can put it somewhere and still have a document that's pulling data from it and just prints a report for someone.
Could be, or you could define the report fully here, which is a bit complex, of course.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, they're ordered by area. Let's look at this one. Blah, blah, blah. Layout, nothing special. Format, extra cells, nothing. Auto filter, grouping, charts. Actually, there is a chart in it. So I'm going to show you that. That is the nations ordered by area. So let me switch again.
And this.
You see that? You see that? The Excel?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay, we have the countries sorted by area, and we have the graphics with the bars.
Oh wow.
So there is actually a lot of functionality in it.
Well, that's that's impressive. I now have the confidence that if I had a client that said, "Hey, we need a weekly report that shows who has signed in and done such and such and blah blah blah," and be great if we had a graph, then I would know. I would say, "Oh yeah, that can be done," and then I would buy this and then spam your help for them.
Actually, creating the graphs is a challenge.
Yeah.
Because you have to define everything, and it's not Excel.
Now, what is the bandwidth of your company like? So if someone needed something, they could hire you just to set that up for them for a client?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Well, I like that idea. I like that idea too. Yeah, because listen, I'll tell you, I'm just so mindful now. Let's see if I can get myself in this picture here. I think I can. I think I'm slow. It's slowly coming back to me. I need more guests on my channel here by Zoom so that I can figure these things out here. Let's see here. I have to find. There's the Zoom meeting there. Remove the pin. Hey, look, they were both on the screen. I can live with that. So I'm just really mindful. I'm not a great delegator. Talked about this before. I'm learning to be a better manager, and sometimes I just think the agony of taking an hour to figure it out myself is a little bit easier than the 5 minutes it takes to call someone and say, "Hey, will you do this?" or the hour to type it up or whatever. So
welcome to the club.
Yeah, I know. So I have to get them in my mind. So if someone asks or something, to think instead of, that would be hard to do. How would I learn that? That would take a long time. To just think like, oh, I know this extension. I know that Ruediger knows this, obviously. So I will just say, okay, contact you and say, how much to set up this for this site? Here's the access. You set it up and then pass that on to the client. Because not only, I mean, it's, because it just takes, there's only so much that your brain can handle in a day for learning new things. The other thing too is sometimes, I'm also mindful too that sometimes people ask for complex things, but they don't have the budget to pay for complex things. And then we think, oh, we want to help. And so we say, well, I'll do it for $25. And then the next thing you know, it's 2 days later, you're still struggling. And it's just one of those tough spots that we get sometime when we're doing stuff. Michael says this looks like a good tool, even if you just used it as a one-click solution to export a table to a given spreadsheet. Yes.
The appetite comes with the eating.
Good, yeah. Hey, that's a good saying. I like that.
Yeah. I have clients who started off with just the most easy exports, and now they create SQL queries of that size.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything you can query from your database is able to be exported by jDBexport. So there's really no limit. You can join tables. You can join tables from different databases, from different brands. There's no limit.
So you can take from a couple of different separate databases and put them all together in one Excel.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit complex, but
I never
it goes
imagined.
far beyond.
I mean, I didn't know enough to imagine to even try to do that stuff. But I like that saying of the appetite comes with the eating. I mean, certainly other extensions that when I play around with one, I think it's like, oh, now I know, oh, I could do this, I could do that, and your ideas start to. But this is such an area of a complex area with Excel spreadsheets and databases and
It really comes down to that website shop owners do have the shop, and there is a number of standard reports, but they don't fulfill the needs of the shop owner.
Yeah.
Somebody has to create an export routine for those, and jDBexport is perfect for this because you can concentrate on the data and don't need to, because you can create a program which exports the data into a CSV, but then you have to hand over it to the manager and he has to import it into Excel, and that's going to be a mess.
Oh no, it's many times I've thought, why? I mean, I get it, and with extension developers and putting things together, you only have so much time, and you have a budget for coding, but I've just thought, oh man, you just need more. Michael says now then, let's not get into relational databases. I don't understand, but that's. What do you mean, Michael, by relational databases? Ivor asks, can you also export to HTML?
Just a second. I'm gonna grab the screen again.
Michael says that relational databases make his head hurt.
Well, MySQL, MariaDB, they're all relational. So you're not getting around that. Can we export to HTML? Let's see. I think yes.
There you go. So you could export to HTML, then you'd have something you could put on a web page.
Yeah. Is that the question?
Well, yeah, no, he just asked, could you also export to HTML? So I'm just concluding from that you could, and then you would have...
if you want to put it on your website, we actually created a plugin which can call the respective... which can call the respective worksheet and workbook and present it on the web page.
Does it automatically update on your web page?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Just give me a second. I need the other screen. Hopefully this one. Yeah. There's a number of plugins which are delivered with the component. So this is the data grid plugin where you can just dump data onto your website. Of course, you can format it again, like renaming the file, the titles, and including lines or not including lines. That's all possible. Here, it's just select all categories and dump it on the screen. So this is certainly possible. You also have a data field plugin, which only gets one cell from your data. So everything in bold is from the database. The rest is text.
Ah.
So if you want to dump like five rows or 2 columns on your website, then the data grid plugin would be the choice. Or you export it to HTML and use it for whatever reason you want.
Wow, that's really cool. I mean, basically, that is what a module or a plugin or whatever is doing anyways, is just querying the database and presenting the information. But there you've got it to show, to pull from, any source. I mean, you could have, you could have it displaying, if you, okay, so you talk about the app that comes with the eating. You could, so let's say you've got a program running Moodle, and that's running in a separate folder, and then you want to have on a page that just shows the information of how many students are enrolled that day, and it's not even information in your Joomla site, but it's pulling it from the other table and displaying it right there.
If you can access the database from your Joomla site, if you have the access credentials, you can connect it. To get it from Doodle, that would probably include some thinking, because that is an API probably.
That's why you get paid the big bucks. Although, well, a Moodle runs on the same server, so, but
a Moodle runs on your server. So you install Moodle and set it up in your database or in another database. Oh yeah, then it's no problem.
Okay.
Then it's no problem.
I was going to say that's why you get paid the big bucks, but you're not getting paid the big bucks because this is only 43 euros. That's pretty complex stuff for that. So,
you know the game. Joomla extensions are way under valued.
Yeah. Of course, you have 1 million subscribers, don't you? So you're doing okay. That's the dream.
I actually am in the 4-digit subscriber area in more than 60 countries, which I'm very proud of.
Nice. Good for you.
But it's not like 5,000 or 10,000 or something.
Yeah.
And even those 43 euros, I have a number of people saying that is just too expensive.
Yes.
And that's the crux with Joomla and all the open source and free and things like that. To be honest, the same application that I showed you here for an SAP environment would be worth like 4,000 to 6,000 euros.
Wow.
The very same thing, just a different environment.
Well, and Mary says here that option to hire you as well makes this very valuable. Yeah, I think, I think when people get, I think part of the reason that people think extensions are expensive is they don't understand how much work goes into it. Mm-hmm. They might not understand. I mean, this has blown my mind. Like, there's been parts where just to see. I mean, like every single little thing that you can do for the output in Excel. So sometimes people don't know they don't know what they don't know. So it's like, oh, they need something that doesn't export, and then they can send the spreadsheet as an attachment, and then the client deals with it. That's great. So that's you can just do that yourself. But if you have to have clients that really have these complex needs and to have all the ability built in there and the options in that, then they
Most of
don't
them
take
will
that into
never be used.
consideration.
Most of the options will never be used. Of course, it's
Yeah.
like in the spreadsheet itself, Excel or LibreOffice or something. You only use a tiny fraction of the functionality. But the
There's
problem
a
is everybody uses a different tiny fraction of it.
Yeah, it's thinking too. There's a national organization that I know, have some contact with, or actually have a lot of contact with, and they have a complex need to, well, not even complex, but basically they are keeping track of a directory of members,
Yeah,
and there's probably quite a few, and they still only have it in an Excel spreadsheet. So, and really, that's a national organization, and so I get, and they, but it take a lot of money to take a bit of money and effort to put it into something that was more robust and
yeah.
helped to use it more, but they haven't because of the cost, I guess. But I think they also feel very proud that they're frugal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And they're used to Excel and know how to deal with it. And they are afraid of losing that flexibility.
yeah,
I
but
know organizations of that kind, many.
yeah, but when you consider the mission of your organization or the mission of your business or what you're trying to do, you can really choke off the success that you have or hold yourself back because you don't put into it what is needed. That's going to it's like fertilizer. The proper tech is fertilizer to help things grow. We all know just having a web page does not make your business grow. But if you put some effort into your web page and do things right and spend the money and think, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to, for instance, let's say JCE editor, what is it now?
Yeah.
20 euros a year or something like that. I don't know the price, but it's like, oh, we don't need to do that. Let's just let them, the staff can use the one that comes with it. That's good enough. And then they're all frustrated and it's really hurting your organization on a number of levels when really it's like, oh, we can solve this problem for 20 euros a year. Great. Take my money and do it. Or, oh, we can cut out the hour that that the administrative assistant spends going through and trying to export from the PHP my PHP admin and or PHP my admin and then does this and does that. They spend an hour on that. We can spend some money and free them up so that they can do other things and be happy around the office and not be a headache. Oh, please take my money. So cool. All right,
Yeah.
what's next? What's your next extension?
Oh, actually, as I'm really occupied with charity now, I don't have that much time to develop new things. I need to redo jDBexport from scratch because it's 12 years old in my hands, and Joomla 5 and 6 are just demanding a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I will do different now, which I did 10 years ago or 8 years ago. And so I need to redesign the whole thing
Okay.
to make it fit for Joomla 6, actually.
Okay. And Joomla 6 is basically what's the difference between 5 and 6?
Not so much as far as I know, but to be honest, I tried to run jDBexport on Joomla 5 without compatibility plugin, and it failed miserably.
Yeah, I kind of, and I don't, this is just me guessing or kind of feeling my way along. I think six is, it seems to me like six is going to be five, only without the compatibility plugin.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Because otherwise they'll have to have a compatibility plugin to go from 5 to 6.
I think that's the plugin is only to accommodate the large changes in the development structure, in the underground structure for developers. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. And I decided I had to. Well, I from scratch redesigned it when I took it over. No, that's not correct. I took the original over and just tweaked it so it can work on 2.0 or 1.6. I just fixed the main things, and then I started to do it from scratch with the 2.5 infrastructure. And I'm afraid it's time to start all over again, because you're taking so much baggage with you over the years.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean,
Joomla 4 has its own dialect, so that's why that's the backwards compatibility plugin in 5. But if 6 has its own dialect that's different than 5, they would have to do a similar thing.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that they made a large leap in 5, and they're going to stick with that structure for a while.
Yeah.
And
especially with the planned versions now too. So it's not like versions like Joomla 6 will come in 15 years and have all the old stuff from 5. It's going to be like, oh yeah, they can do smaller things like that. Serge says the next thing, an extension to manage data on the back end. We saw something last week when we were
One word? No.
We saw something last week, a new plugin on the JED
that includes PHPMyAdmin, if I remember.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a plugin in 2009, I guess, which did that. The problem is, once you open PHPMyAdmin to backend administrators, you are going to be in trouble.
I know you're going to be in trouble, but
this is so dangerous because it's so easy to delete something.
Yep.
That's the reason why jDBexport is explicitly a reporting tool, and I got the question today: can we import with jDBexport? And I get it like 2 or 3 times a month.
Yeah.
We need an import. It's great, but we need to import this or change data, and couldn't we do that? The problem is, if you allow to upload Excel documents, it's incredibly complex to create the necessary database infrastructure, because you can't trust the Excel sheet, because it can hold anything, missing rows, double rows, anything. So you would need a lot of code, and it's not worth it.
And if someone does something and it breaks their site, you get blamed because your extension broke the site.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it's like, yeah, oh, here, I'll, you let me log in. I'll take a look at your site and fix it, and just to help them out. But yeah, I hear you. That
I'm
extension
sorry.
that extension I looked at last week, I thought it was kind of pricey, but I looked afterwards, and it actually you could validate it on 100 sites for I think it was €9 or nine something for 3 months or something like that. So I thought it was like $9 per site or €9 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you could validate it. So, and I mean, there's a place for that in the sense that if it's challenging to get people sometimes to get log into people's web hosting, especially if they give you the login, but they have two-factor authentication, so you still can't log in anyway. So it would be nice to do that, but that would definitely be something that you take off so that people can't break their sites. So,
Yeah.
although there's money in fixing sites, I have told clients. They said, "Oh, can I work on this myself?" And they said, "Yeah. What if I break it?" I said, "You break it. You just pay me to fix it. Doesn't bother me." So, oh, well, it does bother me because after a while it gets a bit monotonous. Like, oh, I can't believe. I migrated one person's site using Migrate Me 4 and got everything to a really good spot and had it all done. And I think it was to get them to check just to make sure it was okay before it was pushed live. And it was kind of a little bit fiddly at times. And then I saw in their email, they said, "Oh, I think I made a mistake," and they reran the migration and wiped out everything that I did. And I hadn't done a backup because it was a staging site, right? So
Yeah.
so I said, "Oh no,"
Of
so
course.
they
Of course.
paid me again, and I was able to do it faster the second time. But now when I'm done, I always take a backup just in case they say, "Oh, I accidentally wiped that out."
Your backup.
Yeah,
Your
backup on my computer. I download it, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, just in case if they say, "Oh, I accidentally wiped that out," I can say, "Okay, well, let's restore it," as opposed to now because as much I talk about, well, just pay me to fix what you break. It does. It's not rewarding work to keep fixing the same thing over and over again. Serge, Michael says he agrees with Mary. It's great to have an expert to turn to if the need arises. Serge says, on the fly, not PHP MyAdmin, but in category view, manage some data in Ajax, change title, alias, image, and so on, like in WordPress. Although he said WP. He didn't say the full word.
I don't care.
Yeah. No, that's yeah, that is
The problem is the liability. The problem is the liability. If you create something like that, it is gonna kill sites, and you are going to be blamed.
yeah.
So that was a decision my predecessor for that product actually took, like in 2009, and he stood by it. And I just copied that statement, and no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And like Serge says,
that's not the scope for the tool.
Yeah, like Serge says, there's no risk to ask. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that idea.
of course.
That's a great way.
Of course. Yeah.
It's always good to ask because you never know what'll happen. There's been a couple of times where someone has asked me for something, and I thought, hey, you know what? They were bold enough to ask. I'm going to do that. So, well, thank you very much. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm also sorry for how I'm going to have to edit that in a bit. But Serge says, one day a dev should develop the component of his dreams.
Which is?
What's the component of your dreams, Serge? Or maybe that's the one he's talking about.
Oh, the all-in component. The I can do anything.
Oh, that
component.
above. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serge, you wouldn't want to pay for that. That's going to be expensive.
Yeah, even I get even doing find and replace in SQL or stuff. I mean, there's a YouTube channel that comes up every now and then person. She does tutorials on Excel, and I thought, well, there's people out there, and obviously you're one of them, that just know this stuff and know it like we know Joomla. So, yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in, and thanks Ruediger for showing us this. It's great.
Thank you very much.
It's a great solution for things that we might get asked to do or things that we're trying to do, and it's great to know that you've got support there, support in you that we can ask how to use it. So excellent. All right, so let's see here. From the bottom window, I'll just get myself all lined up here. Yeah, for the sad music, it's time for that. Yeah, thanks, Serge, and everybody else. All right, so that wraps up. Thanks, everyone, for your support of this channel, especially on when it's rough. As usual, I hope that wherever you are, be it morning, afternoon, evening, or tomorrow, that this finds you well. Until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. Oh, and thank you, Ruediger, for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Okay, God bless everyone. Bye.
That was good. Never mind. Never mind. That's okay. I found it. I found it was okay.